on uh, one second. Okay. So we celebrate Diwali because Lord Ram won the battle with Ravan during the Dashera, and after 15 days we celebrate Diwali. And once he reached Ayodhya, that time his people, his city's people light up Diwali, and till now we are following the same custom. So it is not only just lighting of diyas. And one more thing I want to tell you that we can also enlighten ourselves as well, not just lighting diya outside, and just we can light up inside ourselves and learn a lot of new things and take some new skills, and don't think about past that much, and focus on your present and future. So that way we can improve our life as well. And it is the celebration day. And thank you so much everybody for joining us today. I would like to thank our guest Uma Natarajan who has joined. Uma, could you tell us where are you joining us from? And how's your experience or of Diwali? Anybody would like to go can speak. Tapasya, Nitin, Ajay, Joseph sir, anybody?
Hi everyone, this is Tapasya. I'm joining from Del Sukti Toastmasters Club and I'm taking the role of general evaluator today. My experience about Diwali, which Toastmaster Mayur just asked, was fabulous. I did do a lot of diyas and puja and flowers and sweets, all those routine stuff. Only thing that I could not enjoy too much is the crackers because it started raining heavily in Bangalore yesterday. I'm going to do a follow up today. I'm very excited to be part of this meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Yeah, regarding
Tapasya,
the
for
Diwali, I would like to say a few words that it is a victory over evil. That is why we light diyas, because the darkness of evil has to be removed from everybody's mind and heart, or as usual. Although the historical fact is that Ravana was overcome by Rama, but in our daily life, it is our intention that we will always win over the evil by the light. And that is what the main theme of Diwali. Over to
thank
you.
you so much, Joseph sir. Thank you so much, CVL Narsimhan, for joining us. And now I would like to invite our joke master for the day who will crack some joke for us. And he's a software engineer by profession, a cyclist like me. Please welcome our joke master for the day, Toastmaster Akash. Over to you, Akash.
Thank you for Toastmaster Club President Mayur. Happy Diwali to all. I wanted to bring your I wanted to take you to a journey of Madhu, who wanted to celebrate Diwali. She wanted to go to her home. She took a flight from Bombay to Delhi. Within 15 minutes into the flight, the captain announced, one of the engines have failed. But don't worry. We have 3 more engines in this flight and we are good to go. But only thing is, we'll be delayed an hour from the scheduled time. After another 30 minutes, captain again announced, another engine has failed. But there's no worry. We still have 2 engines left and we are good to go with that. Only thing is, we'll be again delayed by another 2 hours. After an hour, the captain again announced, one more engine has failed. There's no problem. We still have one engine left. Only thing is, we'll be again delayed by 1 hour. Madhu turned to her co-passenger and said, if we lose one more engine, we'll be up here all day. Thank you, Toastmasters, for listening to my jokes. Okay, back to you, President Mayur.
I was on mute. Sorry. Thank you so much, Akash, for taking us through a wonderful ride of double engine, triple engine. It was a kind of good jokes, and I hope everyone have laughed hard. Now I would like to invite our Toastmaster of the day. She is going to take us through the theme. She is our very own dedicated Toastmaster and immediate past president of our club. She is someone who absolutely loves Toastmaster, and whenever if you find him, she will be attending any of the Zoom meeting online around the world. She found Toastmaster a window of opportunity and traveled to over 25 countries using the Zoom plan. Most importantly, she loved to make friends and forging new connection wherever she goes. She is a triple crown awardee, a master mentor silver awardee, and she believes the more you give, the more you receive. Let's put our hand together to welcome our Toastmaster of the day to take us through the theme, the Festival of Lights. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepa.
Thank you, Mayur. Good evening, everybody, speech viewers, Toastmasters, and guests. Happy Deepavali to everybody. Today, we're on the third day of Deepavali. How does it feel? How did you enjoy the previous 2 days? Ate yummy food? Raise your hands if you did. Yeah. Sushma, looks like you've cooked a lot rather than you ate a lot. I hope you all enjoyed. You know, I have one question. Do you know what the word Deepavali literally means? Deepavali. Do you know how it splits up as? Anybody?
Array of lights.
Does.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Avali means row. Deepa means light.
Yeah.
So row of lights.
Yeah, Toastmaster Uma, Toastmaster Veera, very, very good. You're all well read. It means a row of lights. And when I was a kid, I thought it was a festival for me. You know, in my school, whenever the festive season came and the holidays were announced, the teacher would say Happy Deepavali and would just wave our byes. Whenever they said Happy Deepavali, everybody would turn around me and look at me as if it was my day. So it felt special from day one. So it's one of the biggest festivals in my household. And I'm sure the biggest festivals in our country, in most households. So that's the beauty of festivals, isn't it? It always signifies something special, a tradition that's passed on to us, a celestial event, perhaps. It's when you look at Deepavali, it's actually the new moon that is celebrated in the month of Kartika. How does somebody teach us this? I think our ancestors had a way to pass on this knowledge by making us celebrate on this day and to remember, hey, this is going to be new moon. This is going to be the month of Kartika, and to remember historical events. Maybe there was a person called Rama who went victorious that day, and people had to remember that historical event. So festivals are a way of remembering a lot of things which we might forget. And also food. Maybe the food that we're eating today in our households is passed down from thousands of years. In my house, it's Kajaya. I really don't know from how long it's been passed down. It's a way to hand down traditions, I feel. Now, if you look at, I just went to Wikipedia, like most of you do for these TMOD sessions. There used to be all these foreign travelers in India, right? And the 15th century, 17th century, There were visitors who came, and did you know what they said, how Deepavali was celebrated in India? You know, there was in 16th century, there was a Portuguese traveler. I've forgotten to write down his name, sorry, but you can find it when you Google it. In the Vijayanagara kingdom, he said, from morning till the night, people lit up the temples, people lit up their houses with oil lamps. Do you see how similar we are even to this day? We are celebrating it with lights. How traditions are passed down. It's been more than 500 years. And even in the 7th century, the same description has been given. Oil lamps, new garments, song, dance. Isn't it fascinating? That's the beauty of festivals, continuation of traditions, getting people together, having interesting conversations and bonding. Now, Toastmasters. Now we're celebrating it with our Toastmasters, and Deepavali is getting even more special. So how many of you here are totally new to Toastmasters? If you're totally new, then I'm going to talk to you about all the trivia about Toastmasters. Raise your hand if anybody is completely new. Megha is a grammarian, so all right. So I think all of you here. What about CVL Narsimhan? Are you familiar with Toastmasters, sir?
Yeah. I'm familiar. I was there in Garden City Toastmaster for almost 3 years. Afterwards, I taken break. So I know very well. Need not to explain once again to everyone. Go ahead.
Okay, then I will not pound you with all the trivia about Toastmasters, when it was started, what is it for, and all the things. So let's just dive into the meeting. And I'm going to be introducing the general evaluator of the meeting. You know who the general evaluator is? The one who's the eyes, ears of the entire meeting, noticing every small detail. So I'm going to call on a very special person. This person is a very competent speaker. I visited her during area contest, and she won, if I'm not wrong, in both evaluation and table topics contest. So she's a formidable speaker. Please welcome our fellow Toastmaster from Del Sukti, our general evaluator for today, Tapasya Gupta, with a big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster, for such a warm welcome. Friends, we are in meeting number 638, and it's a huge, huge responsibility to be the general evaluator of the meeting today. So I'm going to try and be that little light who's going to help you become a little bit better from today to tomorrow. And of course, like I said, it's a huge responsibility which I cannot pick up alone. Therefore, I have a very, very strong team with me who's going to help me evaluate each and every section of this meeting, maybe the role takers or the speakers. The team is called the tag team, which constitutes the timer, our counter, and the grammarian. Without any ado, I'm going to call the timer on stage to explain his role. Toastmaster Veera, would you please explain your responsibilities?
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Tapasya. A very good evening to my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. So today, as the role says, timer, time is precious, it's pretty important all the time, and it is priceless. So today, whoever is going to come up on stage, I'm going to help you guys out with sticking to your time limits. So I'll be showing green, yellow, and red cards as my background for the prepared speech at 5, 6, and 7 minutes, and for a table topic speaker as 1, 1.5, and 2 minutes, and for evaluation as 2, 2.5, and 3 minutes. So when you see the red card in my background, it is a cue for you guys to wind up and summarize your speech, because you have got just 30 more seconds to finish up. I'll be back at the end of the meeting with the timer report. And before I hand it over to the GE, I just have one small thing to let you guys know. Please pin me or get the help of Zoom moderator to pin me while you guys are delivering your speech. So that'll help you keep track of time. Thank you so much. Over to you, GE.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Veera, for explaining your role. Next up on stage is someone who's already made us laugh. Someone who's going to help us in also keeping track of, should I tell it or he will tell it? Calling on stage Toastmaster Akash to explain his role.
Thank you, General Evaluator. As an arc counter, I'll be listening to each and every speaker and taking notes of you guys. I'll be listening to the elements that are going to impede your speech. That is that those words which will affect, which will reduce the effectiveness of your speech. Sounds like and the crutch words like so, and, but, which you use while you try to find the next words to speak. So I'll look for repetitive words as well and long pauses. I'll come back with my report when called upon at during the meeting. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Megha to explain her grammarian.
Imagine that in the ancient era, the apes and monkeys started talking in English. How they would be talking? Hello, man. What food? And the other person would reply, today, eating bread or a fruit or a pulpy orange. You got what? And that's when a person who was a little sagacious than those two people actually ruminated deeply about that conversation. And he came up with an interesting concept called grammar. And this is how I believe the invention of grammar actually took place. I know I'm not a joke master, but still I thought if I could just introduce my role in a slightly humorous manner. So a very exuberant and lit up evening to one and all present over here. So today I'll be working as, so today I've actually taken up the role of grammarian for today's meeting. So my job would be to meticulously point out the grammatical mistakes which are being committed by the speakers, and also to examine and also to take a proper check of the correct usage of grammar, as well as good and attractive phrases or vocabulary words which are being used throughout the meeting, so that we can learn and together we all can grow in regards to the language. And as we know that grammar is again one of the most integral part of the language. And in fact, if you want to be an eloquent speaker, grammar is the backbone for that. And with grammar, something which matters the most, and the second leg which actually holds the tripod of eloquency, that is pronunciation. So with the correct and incorrect usage of grammar, I'll be also taking a proper check on the pronunciation so that we all can just rectify ourselves and we all can understand like how a word should be pronounced properly. So I'll be taking a note of that as well. Moreover, it's my job, since I'm a grammarian, it's my responsibility that you all learn a different vocabulary word and a different phrase with me. It's my job to help you out with the word of the day and phrase of the day, and I've already written the same in the chat box. So I would request you all to peruse the same. So the word of the day for today is commiserate. Commiserate, the meaning of which is to sympathize with something, right? So it's a verb, so it will change its form into commiserating or commiserated. Now, how do we say that? For example, how can I say? At the time of contest, since I was also a contestant, I was able to commiserate I was able to commiserate with all the other participants who were there in the contest. I was able to sympathize with them, how they were feeling. So this is how we can use the word commiserate. Second, the phrase of the day is to be a wallflower. Now, this is actually used, it is specially used for women, and when so many women are in the gathering and when they don't prefer to talk with anyone, then they tend to be a little shy. That's when we actually use this phrase for them, to that we can say that, okay, why is she not dancing with anyone and sitting just like a wallflower? So this is how we actually use the phrase to be a wallflower. So I hope I'm pretty much clear with both the phrase as well as the word. Moreover, I would also like to remind you that we have a thumb rule. So whenever the speaker is speaking, any of the either the phrase of the day or word of the day, I would request you all to encourage the speaker by giving a thumbs up. So we can show a virtual thumbs up or a normal thumbs up like this. And I'm really looking forward for today's meeting. And I'm sure that today's meeting is going to be grammatically eloquent and grammatically accurate. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Megha, for explaining your role in detail. I'm sure none of us are going to be wallflowers today, and we are going to speak our heart out. With that, handing back to Madam Toastmaster of the day. We will come back towards the end of the meeting to explain, to talk about how the meeting went. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Tapasya, and to all the tag team players. Now it's time for prepared speeches. And we have our first speaker who's attempting his level 2, project 2. It's all about an interview. Let's hear it from his evaluator, what the project objectives are. Evaluator Mayur, could you read out the objectives of our first speaker?
Deepa, there is a slight change. Others will be taking the evaluation.
Okay. So let me ask our evaluator Adarsh, could you read out the objectives of our speaker's project?
Greetings to all Toastmasters. I'm here to present the purpose of the project. Master Joseph is the purpose of the project is for the member to practice the skills needed to present himself or herself well in an interview. So that is the purpose of the project. So I wish Toastmaster Joseph the best as he goes on to present his speech. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh. Our first speaker needs no introduction. He's quite popular in all Toastmaster circles. He's known for his dashing attire, enthusiastic smile, and an infectious laughter that he spreads out everywhere he goes to, with his ardent desire to learn and be an outstanding Toastmaster. Toastmaster Joseph, he'll be, as our evaluator mentioned, will be teaching us how to practice the skills to do well in an interview. So let me call on his interviewee and interview where he's going to be the interviewee, and there'll be an interviewer who will be putting out questions to him. Toastmaster Joseph. Toastmaster Joseph, may I know who will be interviewing you?
It will be Milanji, and it is the third level, not level 2, third level.
Yes, third level.
And I'll be completing the third level by this interview.
We don't have Toastmaster Milanji. We don't have him, right, Mayur?
Yes, he is not here.
Okay. Shall we then shift to table topics and get back to this later we'll give him a call and see if he's gonna come catch up. All right then.
Have another speech lined up?
No, we don't. The speaker canceled the speech, so we'll have to go to the table topics. Toastmaster Joseph, in the meantime, could you place a call with DTM Millen and tell him to get into the
I will have to open my phone actually.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay. We'll do that for you. So we'll move to the table topic segment now, and then we'll return to the prepared speech segment. All right then. Table topics. How many of you are paranoid about table topics here? Raise your hands. Tapasya, really? Anyway. And who just loses their clarity of mind just when the question pops up? And who thinks they could have done better 1 minute later? Great. So that's exactly why we do table topics every week, because sometimes we do it every single day. If you do want to join a group that practices every single day, do get in touch with me. I'll put you in several of the groups in Toastmasters. So what we do in table topics is to basically master impromptu speaking, which we need in everyday life. It's a key communication skill. Trust me on this. We need the skill to jump in there and deliver answers just when we are asked for it. Be it an interview, be it any person who just comes before us, we need to be there and we need to show them who we really are and not lose out on, not be able to project what we know. So it's not about trying to be our best, but actually trying to voice our opinions, in a way, in an articulate manner every single time we are posed a challenge.
The
So
phone kada?
let's hear it from our table topics master, who's a chartered accountant from life, who is all there, who believes that life is all about learning, Toastmaster Ajay Raj, to bring in these fascinating topics for us and be in the position of on the other side, enjoying the sticky situation we get into. Over to Toastmaster Ajay Raj.
You're on mute.
Ajay, we cannot hear you. There's some
Yeah, we
audio
can't.
issue.
Hello.
Phone out 20, yeah?
Now it's clear. Voice is very.
Hello.
Yes.
Can
Yes.
hear you now, Toastmaster Ajay.
Yeah, it's clear.
You will hear me, right? Okay, great. No problem. You missed my introduction speech of 30 seconds. We'll repeat again. So Deepa explained very well what we are going to do in next session about Toastmaster. So my first slide which I prepared is already gone. So we'll be learning about impromptu speaking, and as to this theme goes on, we will be having some Diwali related patakas discussion today. Host, can you please enable my screen sharing, please?
Yes, I have enabled it.
Thank you. So I hope now you can see my screen too.
Yes. Okay, went off again.
Went off, sorry.
Yeah, can you check once again?
Now?
Yes, we can see.
Great. So this sheet already explained by Deepa very well that we will be learning impromptu. We can expect listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking while we look into the next screen. Each speaker will be giving 1 to 2 minutes, and as our timer explained earlier, 1 minute yellow, then red, the green, and the yellow, red card will be displayed. And second rule which I have is speak. So we all need to speak no matter what comes in. We will be later on thinking it could be better or it could not be better, but we need to speak. So we'll be needing few volunteers for this session. So who is going to be first? Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, go ahead, Ajay. Myself, Narsimha.
Hi, Narsimha. So which fataka do you like?
First one, bomb.
First one, great. Your question would be, why do you want to put this on someone's desk? Or why you don't want to?
Okay, good evening, Toastmasters and speakers. So what I understood from this one, see, nobody, it is the way we should not take the blame on us. Always the human tendency of any individual is we try to put the blame on others and make them victim for that one. Though we do mistake ourselves, but still we want to make it others do the wrong thing. That's why we want to prove it every time. That's where we get stuck in our life. But acceptance is the only one truth. Whenever you do mistake, by accepting that one, you can learn further. Otherwise, the moment if you're not accepting, you keep on going and blaming anything about others, you can't achieve in your life whatever you want. That's where this unwanted stress and struggle we go through in our life whenever we come across some challenges. So what I understood, by putting the bomb to other place and making them fall, that is a very wrong thing in our life. So whenever we do some mistake, some unwanted thing, please accept it, move forward, so that it generates a humbleness among friendship, or in the colleague, in the culture, in corporate, everywhere, wherever we work, in the family life also. So that's where I understood from this concept. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Great, Narasimha. You showed us different perspective about this bomb. So move forward, accept your mistakes, and go ahead and don't blame others. What a wonderful way, I would say. So next one, who's going to try, and which one? Yeah, Sushma, please go ahead.
Okay, I'll go for that rocket one.
Okay.
No, flower pot. Second one, flower pot. Flower pot. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. No problem. So here you go. Why you have chosen this, and what's the story behind this?
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. There is no story behind that. Generally, no, the way it gives lights and all, I like that. And that too, I enjoy that lighting the flower pots. Yesterday also, I asked my son that you buy one big box of flower pots, only flower pots for me, because I place it wherever we are bursting crackers. I like to place 2 or 3 in one line, and then when I light it, it gives a beautiful, vibrant, and whichever the place, wherever we are doing that, it fills with all the lights and then colorful sparkles and all. So that really I like to enjoy that, and taking pictures, of course not next to that, but when we take the pictures, when it is giving sparkles, even our life also is like that only. Everyone's life should be like sparkling, and so that is why I like that. Exactly, there is no story behind that. Basically, I enjoy that sparkles and colors, and very big one I like, not the small one. Very big one I like, so that it reaches very high. So that I like, I enjoy that basically. Over to table topic master. Over to you. You are mute. You are on mute.
Ajay, you're on mute.
No, I was not on mute, but I don't know why my voice is not going over. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
There was some microphone issue, some technical glitch. So Sushma, you were saying the same thing, right? That you don't have a story, but it is the story. You like the sparkles, you like that how the stars are flowing and how you can connect. So that's the story which you said, and which is conveyed because it is very real, and we all can correlate with you. Okay, so going next, we have Uma Natarajanji.
Yeah, I will go with number 5, sparklers.
Number 5. Okay, here you go. Try to sell this to me, and considering that I am an anti-Diwali person.
Imagine having a sparkler in your hand. That is what I did when I was a wallflower in my childhood days. I never used to come out of my shell, but when Deepavali comes, I used to be all fun and enthusiasm to come out and wave the sparklers in my hand, be it in a zigzag way or in circles. It used to be a lot of fun. I'm sure, Adarsh, if you do that once, you'll definitely be fascinated by the sparklers. Those days, I thought it is just fun waving the sparklers in different directions, watching that light sparkle. But now, as I have grown up, I realized that adding sparkle in others' lives is what adds real value to your life. Be it a kind word to a watchman who is in the front of your apartment, or the servant who comes to your house, wishing her good morning, and some small charity or act of kindness, sharing your knowledge with others. All these are what adds sparkle to your lives. The more and more sparkles you add to others' lives, your life also gets enriched. Joy shared is joy doubled. Knowledge shared is knowledge doubled. So when we keep adding more value to others' lives, our life also gets enriched. This is what I learned from these sparklers. Not only do you play with these sparklers, but also add more value to people's lives. Then your life also will sparkle. You will make others' life also sparkle. So keep doing this, and I'm sure we will be treasured by everyone, near and dear. And Toastmasters is adding sparkle to everyone's lives. Thank you. Happy Deepavali.
Super, super. Sold out. I have bought already. So from actually sparkling to the philosophical sparkling and actually giving this sparkle to pass on and commiserate, I could be commiserate with you that exactly what you mean. So super. Oh, we have our grammarian on board now. Hi, Megha.
Yes.
Which one would you like to select?
Third one, the candle.
Third one, the candle. And here we go. And I say it is not working.
If you were given 10,000 free lamps like this, how?
No, you have given 100,000 free lamp like this. How would you like to utilize?
Hello, Miss Megha. I am Ginny. Yes, the one who was actually hidden in that sparkling lamp for more than 10,000 years. And you know what I actually found there? These 100,000 lamps for you. Since you rubbed it, I'm not going to ask which wish you want to ask for me. I am going to deliver these lamps to you. Please retrieve them and use them. Thank you so much. Toodles. This is what my genie did when I rubbed the lamp. Imagine I wanted to ask him for 3 wishes, and guess what he gave me? He gave me 100,000 lamps. I don't know how should I utilize them. Well, I pondered a little more and I tried to commiserate with Aladdin. I tried to understand that how he must be feeling. It is so difficult to understand the language of genie. Even though I tried to ruminate it harder, and I found that I can donate these lamps to the needy. But then I realized that in order to light these lamps, they would need a matchstick or they would need some kind of light. How would I give them? Then I dropped that idea. Then I decided to use the spell of Harry Potter called Evanesco, based on which all the lamps would be disappeared. Then I realized, unfortunately, we are living in 21st century. That idea can definitely not work. This is not a magical oriented word. Hence, that idea was also dropped. Later on, I realized and I did not have anything to do except to sell these lamps. So just like Toastmaster Uma Natraj, I tried to sell the lamps of different Toastmasters. I told them that, see, these lamps are the fragments of communication skills which you need in your life. Look at this. If you light this one lamp, you would be able to complete your speech even when the timer is actually, even when the time is exceeding. So please don't be a wallflower. Please take these lamps. Toastmasters is a good fraternity. Please use these lamps. I would request. So I would sell all the lamps to the Toastmasters. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Super, super, super. You will never be, or you were never wallflower. That's for sure. We can get this.
Thank you so much.
You added this perspective of genie and then take us through this story. Wow, what a way to communicate. So let me go back, and we have Tapasya Ji as our next volunteer.
I think just the number 4 is left, right?
No, we have others also. Don't worry about this.
Oh, we do?
So out of these, you can choose number 4, and there is some surprises also for you.
Okay. Then I'll go with the rocket if I have a choice.
You have. Have you done or seen someone big blunders with rocket? Would you like to share?
I have actually. So this is in my childhood when I saw a rocket which was fired from the basement, went into our auntie's window. That's like a big blunder that I saw. And I don't want to emphasize on what the auntie did, but I do want to talk about how you should now play with rockets, maybe on the terrace or somewhere in the open ground. Have a safe Diwali. Don't play with rockets here and there where it can hurt anyone. So rockets are really going to be something that we will enjoy, especially because they go up and it feels like we are also kind of going on a journey with the rockets, but don't make it enter in someone's house. Don't end up damaging anything. That's very important. So that's the big blunder that I had seen in my childhood and that led to a lot of damage. We don't want to do that. We want to have something safe to play in this Diwali. That's my time. Thank you so much. That was a really innovative topic. Back to you, Toastmaster Jay.
Great. So we will not do this for sure. We will not fire the rocket and send it to some auntie's house, and so that the auntie can be becoming a rocket and come back with us. But we can try at least sometimes. Okay. So who is our next volunteer? From these fatakas, we have only Ladi left now. Others, would you like to try?
Yes.
So for now, I'll give you Ladi only.
All right then.
I'll take you to the childhood memory of yours. What is the best memory with this fataka you have?
So I have had quite a few memories with the crackers growing up as a child. Now I'm not the sort of person that actually loves crackers at the moment, but there was a time where I clearly liked it a lot, and I used to play with it pretty much all the time. We used to have a whole bunch of crackers, of which the one that you just displayed was one among them. Now, but the biggest memory that I've had with that is when my dad brought a huge one. It was huge. In fact, we were able to lay it across the road, start from one end of the road all the way to the other end of the road. And I remember us setting it up, and there was something that was going through my mind at that time, because there were many houses in the area, and I was worried about what could actually happen if we woke people up at 9 o'clock at night. But we didn't really care. We just went on and we lit up one end of the cracker. I went all the way to the other end and made a tremendous amount of noise. And when I look back, I commiserate with every individual that was there in that locality at that time. But given that I was a wallflower growing up, I didn't exactly know as to how to face everyone in the neighborhood and apologize to them for what I'd done along with my dad. Now my dad and me, we were pranksters growing up in some ways. Maybe we don't do it today, but we used to do it at one point. We used to do all kinds of funny things at night, and there was one among them. And when I look back, I feel extremely bad for everybody in the locality, but it's a childhood memory that I often look back at with great joy and pride. With that in mind, I would like to hand it back to our table topics master, Toastmaster Ajay.
Wow. This was what we were talking about, to going exactly with you in your childhood. And let me tell you, my story could be also like this only with this fataka. Okay, we have some guests also today with us. And for those guests, I have some surprises. So who have not yet chosen any surprises yet? I can see Alicia.
Hello. Elisha will be interviewing me. She is from
Okay.
Malaysia.
Okay, great. So then Joseph G, would you like to try any?
Okay.
So you have option here also.
What's the number?
Option number, sorry?
What is the number I have to pick up?
Whatever you like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You want me to speak?
I want you to choose one number, then you will get a surprise to speak.
4. 4.
So we have for you, never say never.
Sometimes we cannot always follow that one, because whenever something happens and if it has affected someone, while we were talking about or something like that, in that case, it may hurt the feeling of the others also. So then only that we can say never. So whenever we speak something, and we have to be more careful in whatever that we are speaking, so that the other man is not offended. And moreover, there are certain things which we are not supposed to speak. There are, for example, some sort of, the information which is classified, or some sort of secrets, or some sort of other, what I would say, something which is offending somebody, we should never say that. So that is how we have to practice what we are going to say. And that gives you a sort of respect, a sort of advantage, a sort of what you call appraisal. All these things will matter when you say that never say never. So we have to say sometimes we cannot escape it. That is what I feel. Over to you.
Great. Very different perspective you have shown to us, to accept that sometimes you need to say and sometimes you don't need to say. We have DTM Pat. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Surprise one.
You're here and we are surprised. Okay. So surprise one. Where do I want to be in 5 years?
Table Topics Master, fellow members, honored guest. Which do you think, Table Topics Master, the greatest position in life, globally speaking? Globally speaking, which is the most powerful position? Not necessarily Table Topics Master, anybody can respond. What do you think?
President of USA?
Yeah, President of the United States of India. Okay, let us imagine I am migrating to United States of America. Can I become the US President? Sushma nods negatively. You cannot. So what else I can do? I can remigrate to India to occupy the topmost position of India, which is the Prime Minister's post. So in the next 5 years, I shall be seated in the Prime Minister's place in the Parliament to rule not only this country, also over a period of time, rule the entire world with peace, educational value, then improving our joy and happiness, our prosperity, globally speaking. I think this has been the concern for every leader of a country and every person in this world. But somehow we are not able to, we are struggling. Since I have a very clear vision and ambition and a right attitude in the work culture, I have a tremendous amount of confidence in me that I can bring this change to our country first and over a period of time, every nook and corner of this world. So these 5 into 365 days, I shall be using myself to transform myself, to reach that position, to bring this wonder or magic or miracle in our country and all parts of the world. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Clear vision. You definitely cannot become president of United States, but you can definitely become president of India because you have clear vision, clear mission, you have goal, and you have also perspective to change the humanity, peace, and everything. You have everything, just you need to go in the correct way now. So all the best for your next 5 years.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to check with the timer. Timer, do we have some time?
I think we can go ahead with the next part, which is the prepared speech section, because we are pretty crunched for time.
Great. Then over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those lovely Deepavali special table topics. I'm sure each and every one of us got into thinking. It was so simple and yet so complex, Toastmaster Ajay Raj, I must admit. Simplest topics are the ones which really are difficult to answer, and that was clearly brought out through your topics. Very well managed. And now let's go to the prepared speech segment, where our first speaker was supposed to deliver a speech on how to handle an interview. May I request the interviewer, to DTM Alicia, to please be spotlighted, along with our speaker, Toastmaster Joseph. And let's dive straight into how Toastmaster Joseph handles an interview and learn from how he does it live in front of us. Toastmaster Joseph and DTM Alicia, the stage is yours.
Thank you for your information. This interview, we are doing it the other way. We don't have to do it as a job interview. We can do it as an expert interview. So, Joseph, you are the expert in engineering. And I heard that you have 42 years of experience. There must be so much thing we can learn from you. I can't wait to see you. I'm so honored to have interviewed you. Thank you for coming. My first question to you, maybe you should introduce yourself briefly. Give a little bit of background of yourself.
Very good evening. The general manager, or I would like to say that I am a civil engineer basically, and having 42 years of experience, 11 years in India and 31 years in abroad. And Saudi Arabia being my main station, I was doing all electromechanical projects, which is more than what civil engineering has to do. Thereby, these projects were very complicated projects, which I have handled and got experience on those things. like desalination plants, power plants, transmission line, water transmission line, and power substations, and so on and so forth.
Wow, it sounds very interesting. Well, I'm sure it was a very complicated job. Will you be able to explain it in a layman term? All of us have no engineering background, especially myself. I'm really interested to know your job. What was your biggest challenge after you have kind of give us your talk about your jobs in a layman term? Yeah, you talk about just now, the information you gave is pretty preliminary. We need to know a little bit more, but over to you.
As a civil engineer, if I take up any project, if they handed over me any major projects, the first thing is the civil constructions only. No mechanical equipment will come. But while doing the civil engineering work, I have to have a concept of what type of mechanical units that is going to be placed over the foundation of its civil work. In the same way, what kind of structure I have to build for accommodating these mechanical units, what kind of safety measures I have to follow in establishing the entire industry. Also, I have to know the knowledge of electricity, how much it has to be useful in organizing in this particular structure so that every mechanical unit will be functioning perfectly. And all those air conditioning system or the generators or the transformers which are going to be placed over the foundation should be stable, sturdy, and perfect, in not even giving a margin of plus minus 1 degree difference. That is how I have to take care of my civil structures to establish the entire project as a whole. Okay.
Thank you. I've learned a lot from you. Can you tell me what was the biggest challenge you had over the 42 years?
The biggest challenge is the desal unit. In the desal unit, the more important thing is the pump house. In this pump house, there was a failure of one of the walls of the structure because the formwork, which was steel, was yielded all of a sudden. So this is a disaster, in other words. So this specialty in designing a wall with 1 meter width is not actually according to the code of law, American code. But I have accepted, after satisfying that this 1 meter length of wall can go ahead if everything is taken into consideration. So that was the failure of welding. So the heaviness of the vibration and the height of the wall is almost 13 meters, and the width of the wall is 1 meter, thickness is 1 meter, and the 10 meters width was a failure. So we have again to rearrange, restart, and once again everything went on very well. That was the challenge.
Thank you. Were you able to have an action plan that could prevent this to happen again?
These are a sudden failure. There cannot be an action plan because action plan is supposed to be a standby generators or standby equipments or any other standby formwork to go ahead or something like that. There are sometimes in engineering, a sudden failure happens. The only thing that matters is to safeguard the life of the people who are working. That was the most important thing. So the action plan is how to save them from that disaster. So if once you save the manpower, that is the most important thing that we have achieved.
Wow.
That is the only action plan.
Thank you. I think, yeah, that was the most important one, the human life. Giving to wrap up, what would be your advice to the people, the fresh grad who want to get into the workplace, starting engineering career? What is the one piece of advice that you want to give it to this person?
I would always suggest the person that he should have a fair knowledge of what he is going to do, because it is not that easy. My subject was civil, what I was handling electrical and mechanical units, so which is very susceptible to risk actually. So one has to know very thoroughly the correct knowledge of executing the work. Unless and until if you do not know the specification, the procedures, the safety factor, and also the standby requirements as an emergency. These are the things one has to look into it before he go to execute the project, no matter which project he does, either small or big or medium, whatever it is. That is
Thank you so much. Now the time is up. Thank you for the interview. I really enjoy your experience. I hope this interview will make a difference to someone in the audience that will go into engineering. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Alicia.
A big round of applause to both our speakers here. I must say both speakers, because as much as we learned how to attempt an interview, there was another person all the way from Malaysia teaching us how to interview a person. Please give them both a big round of applause. And thank you, DTM Alicia, for coming last minute and handling it with so much panache and grace. And, and who better to teach us what passion means other than Toastmaster Joseph? You ask him about work, and all the memories of all his 42 years of experience is seen in his eyes. I mean, you cannot escape the amount of experiences he's been through and how he's passionately lived his life, loving his work and living his life. Thank you very much. Now it's time for us to see and ask our general evaluator, how did we fare? Were we good? Where were we good? Where did we falter? How could we improve? Over to our general evaluator, Tapasya Gupta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Deepa. Before we begin the general evaluations, I would request Toastmaster Adarsh to evaluate our speaker. I'm not sure, Toastmaster Adarsh, if you're ready, because we just had the speech. You are. Oh, great. In the meantime, Toastmaster Veera, if you could ping us the speech timings, that will be very helpful.
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh, for giving your feedback to Toastmaster Joseph.
Toastmaster Joseph, now that was an amazing interview. Now, as an interviewer myself, I would be extremely happy to see someone like that show up in front of me and answer questions in the same confidence and the same exuberance that you displayed when you spoke. Not only did you go ahead and put on a smile when you answered the questions, but at the same time, you made a very good impression. You created such an environment where all of us can come and listen to you and resonate with you. I sensed a passion. I was able to see the passion oozing from your face and the other senses of your body. And I thought it was contagious, to be honest. And not only did you just display your passion, but at the same time, you went ahead and proved your credentials. You went ahead and told everybody that you had 30 years of experience, and you didn't just stop there. You didn't just stop there. You went on, and you spoke about what you'd accomplished in the industry. You proved your worth in the way all of us as interviewers would want in someone. You also spoke about the things that you did outside of work. You You spoke about the fact that you went out of your scope, you went out of your way and performed some electromechanical projects. And that's absolutely brilliant. And I also like the part where you went ahead and spoke to everybody in layman's terms, although there's something that I'd like to add to that later on in my evaluation. You went ahead and spoke about some of the challenges you faced at work, and that is something that most of us encounter while we are working. You went ahead and spoke about how difficult it was when you found yourself in a situation where you had to resolve a project. You thought incisively and you managed to resolve the problem, and you went ahead, and today you're seated in front of all of us as a successful man. In interviews, it's important for all of us to speak persuasively. So it's important for us to answer every question rhetorically, and that is something that you've clearly accomplished. But that is something I would like to add. And this is something that I thought we missed along the way. Now, I don't sense this as a huge negative in the grand scheme of things, but given that there's a kind of a speech, I think it is something that you might have to work on. So the one thing I would like you to work on is for you to speak in layman's terms. Of course, it may not be a big deal in the grand scheme of things, because when you're sitting in front of your interviewer answering questions, it's obvious the interviewer would be just as competent as you, if not better. But given that you're speaking to an audience, given that you're answering those questions in front of all of us, it might be necessary for you to bring your level down and talk to us in the way that is fit for all of us. With that in mind, I think that is one way you can actually challenge yourself. I don't actually see other ways by which you can challenge yourself, because you've clearly proven your worth. So I'm no one to question you or interrogate you on how you can do something like that better, because I'm pretty confident that you can do your profession better than anybody else in this room. So with that in mind, I would like to wish you the best as you move on, because you're an acclaimed speaker, you're proven your worth both in the world of public speaking as well as in your profession. So please keep that in your mind as you have a great Diwali. And with that said, I'd like to hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day, Deepa. Oh, my apologies, the general evaluator for today, Tapasya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adarsh. That was a great evaluation. And kudos to you, Toastmaster Joseph. You look so well dressed for an interview. And the way you handled the questions, I think I had so much to learn from you. The way you made it so simple yet detailed. You added the minute details like the size and the dimensions of the different things that made it really great for us to understand. So great job done there. And thank you so much, Alicia, for joining us from Malaysia and for taking this up last minute. I think that was really impromptu and great. So before I begin my general evaluation, I would like to invite the most colorful Diya that I had with me today, the timer, who's already shared his report, but maybe he wants to give us a tip or two about managing time. So it's time for this report.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. And hey guys, I'm back for today's evening with the timer's report. As our General Evaluator already said, I had shared it in the chat window, and you guys lit firecrackers after firecrackers. Every single one of you maintained and you stuck to the time limits for your table topics as well as evaluation. Evaluation, I had to add, you precisely took 3 minutes and probably just a couple of seconds over that. And Toastmaster Joseph, as it was an interview, it just went a bit ahead. But yeah, it was greatly informative for us to learn from. And before I hand it over to the General Evaluator, as the General Evaluator mentioned, I actually had a tip in mind to share with you guys. So it's easy for a prepared speaker to maintain within the time limits, because basically we practice our speech to be within that 5 to 7 minutes of time limit. But for table topic speakers, one simple thing which I would say is, everyone today, you maintained it pretty well, but in the future as well, just take some 10 to 15 seconds to collect your thoughts in the beginning, so that once you summarize everything and you know what you are going to talk about, in the next 1.5 minutes, you will put those things precisely without missing out on anything or regretting anything later. So that applies to evaluation as well, I would say. So with that, thank you so much for the opportunity today, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vida. I think you did the job of timer with a lot of ease, and you did share that small tip, which I will also try and implement next time I take up a table topic after I get out of the festive mode. With that, I would like to invite the most seamless Diya that I had in my kitty, someone who's going to help us become seamless as well when we talk, Toastmaster Akash, to share his encounter report.
Thank you, G. It was a wonderful meeting, and I am happy to say that I couldn't find much issues in our role takers and speakers. So I'd like to comment on people for whom I couldn't find any serious impediments. So first is that TMOD Deepa, her speeches, I didn't find any impedance in her speech. Generally Evaluator Tapasya, then Timer Veera, table topic speaker Narasimha, table topic speaker 3 Uma, and table topic speaker 5 others. One thing I have noted during this meeting is like a lot of people among us have been using "and" as a repeated word. So grammarian Mega, then table topic master Ajay Raj, and table topic speaker 2 Sushma, Adarsh, and myself has used "and" couple of times in this meeting. So yeah, I just like to highlight that. So maybe we can take care of this word repetition. So yeah, that's pretty much the encounter report for today. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adarsh. And seems to be our favorite word as per your report. So we're going to make a conscious effort to reduce the use of that word. Maybe one small tip for the R counter could be to kind of total up all the R's, etc. used throughout the meeting and to say that, okay, we've used 100 R's, fillers, pauses, etc., etc., etc. Next meeting, let's target to maybe reach a 95 as a club. That ways you kind of end up motivating all the members to reduce the usage, like not pointing a finger at anyone, but in general, you kind of create a positive environment. And that's a tip not just for like you, but for anyone who takes up an R counter role. That has worked very well in our club. Moving on to someone who's like a wax diya. Now you will ask me why a wax diya? Because she might seem like she's really hard, but the moment she starts talking, will be light all around. Inviting on stage our grammarian Toastmaster Mega to explain how we did today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tapasya, for actually enunciating my name in such a beautiful manner and our personality too. Thank you so much. Okay, well, the moment our meeting ends up, we are going to briskly sparkle the diyas, efficiently and speedily light up the lights, speedily lit up the room, and will happily and jovially burst the crackers. Could you guess what I just did right now? Okay, there were like some repeated, there were some words which had the repeated tonalities and which had ly after it. Well, these words are called just adverbs. I'll tell you why did I actually started my speech with that, because I want to give a suggestion, a small suggestion to you all, that you all can start using adverbs, because I could see that undeniably you all are brilliant speakers, and I actually had to make a very painstaking effort to scrutinize each and every grammatical mistakes, because there actually weren't many. So I had to put my lend my ears properly to listen to that. But I would just like to share a small suggestion that we all can start using adverbs, with our verbs as well as with our adjectives to enhance our speeches and to embellish our sentences. Adverbs can actually embellish our sentences to a very exquisite manner, and it can actually make our speech look much beautiful, much decorative, and much eloquent. So this is one suggestion I would like to tell. I hope the timer is going on, because I'm not able to see the timer screen. Okay, So, however, there were quite a few grammatical errors, only few, not much, only few, which I think I can just grab your attention towards. So the first and the foremost, it's never able my screen, it's always enable my screen. I would request the host to enable me, or to provide me the screen share, or to let me enable my screen. So that is enable, not able. Second, these things will matter. These things will matter. Things has to be pluralized because we are using demonstrative pronoun these, which is actually a plural demonstrative pronoun. Next, it's always each speaker will be giving 1-2 minutes. No, each speaker will be given 1 or 2 minutes. So since we are using passive voice in the sentence, it has to be the third form of verb, not the continuous form of verb. So it would be given and not given. Then we also had some wonderful usage, I must say. We had a beautiful quote used by Toastmaster Uma Nataraj. She said, joy shared, it gets doubled. Knowledge shared, it gets doubled. Then I heard this beautiful word called panache. Panache means a very flamboyance and confidence, and we can definitely use this word particularly in our daily vocabulary. So the time is running up. I would just like to end my report. I hope that my report was pretty much helpful. Please use adverbs next time when we have meetings. Other than that, splendidly spoken, everybody. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Megha. Maybe 2 small tips for you while you did a very detailed report is, since you have lots and lots of points to share, you could share your screen and we could maybe read along. That'll make it easier for everyone to grasp the points, and maybe try and speak a little slowly so that everyone can kind of absorb everything, because you had great points, but we do want the listeners to grab them and to use them going forward. So those could be 2 things that you could do. Other than that, amazing report. Without wasting any time, I'll quickly go to the General Evaluator report. Toastmaster Sushma, as the Sergeant at Arms, you were very energetic and you started on time. Great job done there. I really like the way you adjusted the screen and then you made sure everyone was able to see you, and you have a fantastic ease on the stage. So nicely done. President Mayur, I think you welcomed everyone, you encouraged members to talk, all those things you did well. You were looking for guests and then you kind of invited everyone. You did that well. Maybe you could also emphasize that we are in the 638th meeting. That kind of resonates with the members, and then use that gabble to start the meeting. We generally used to do that in offline setup. You can also do that in the online setup because that kind of energizes everyone. Other than that, you did well. You also introduced the theme. Joke Master Akash, I think that was really innovative. I think I will take that back to my club because we don't have that, but that really lightens the mood. So great job done there. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Deepa, I think the theme, your name, the way you started, there are lots and lots of good things that I can kind of go on talking about you, your presence of mind, the way you kind of took us through the entire meeting, all that was done very well. 2 small things that I would have loved to hear from you is maybe a little bit more about the theme Diwali, because I was interested to really know, like you gave us a bit of history, you talked about the word Deepavali itself, but a little bit more here and there to kind of make it into a well strung story where you kind of started with why Deepavali you took as a theme and then you kind of build upon it. That would have been really nice while you kind of manage the time aspect well. So that was a great job done by the Toastmaster of the day. And I would have also liked to know about the meeting sections. I know everyone's a Toastmaster over here, but we kind of went up and down, which is due to members joining or getting delayed. But if you could have just said this is the first section, this is the second section, this is the third section, it would have kind of laid it down clearly for everyone. Although people might be familiar, I know you asked that everyone's a Toastmaster and everyone knows, just to make it a little bit better. Other than that, I think I really loved the entire way you went ahead with the session. I'll go to the timer. I think I've already given my feedback for the timer, our counter and grammarian. They all did great. Toastmaster Akash, I would have really liked it had you stood up and given your evaluation, because somehow I feel that it kind of goes down well with the speakers. But that's completely a personal opinion. If you feel comfortable sitting down and giving the evaluation, that's perfectly fine. And the points that you gave to Toastmaster Joseph, I think he's extremely experienced person. The way you kind of gave him 1 or 2 tips, that was nicely done. At a high level, that's my evaluation. I'm not really going to go into the table topics because I've written a point or two for everyone. If someone wants to know, they can connect with me offline. That's it from me. Back to you, Toastmaster Deepa. It was a pleasure taking this meeting with you all.
Thank you for that fantastic general evaluation, Toastmaster Tapasya. It was indeed brilliantly done. You noted down the finest nuances and brought out to us what we could improve on and what we are importantly very good at, which we discount all the time. Thank you so much. Please give him a big round of applause. And now it's time for me to sign off, before which I'd like to show you 2 diyas. Now, we celebrate Deepavali with diyas, oil lamps, candles, lights. You know, in all of this, let's not forget that these lights symbolizes us. Let's light up other people's lives. Let's spread the warmth. Let's be the reason for somebody's smile and make this festival truly special. May this Deepavali bring you a lot of wealth, health, and happiness. With that, I would like to pass on the baton to our president, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you so much, Deepa, for wonderfully organizing the meeting today. You did a fantabulous job. And once again, happy Diwali to all of you. And you did a very well job on the theme as well, the Festival of Light. I hope all the Toastmaster and guests have enjoyed Diwali yesterday very well. And you will be having the great weekend as well, because it's just a Friday and Saturday, Sunday, we are also free. Now, before I will close the meeting, I would like to share the voting link so that you can vote for your best role taker or table topic speaker. Today, I'm not added the speaker, especially because we have only one speaker. So you can vote for the rest of the role takers and table topic speaker. Use the link shared in the chat box, and once I will get the sufficient votes, I will announce the result. Meanwhile, I would like to take some feedback, or anyone would like to speak. We have our guest, so DTM Saurabh Tiwari. If you want to speak, you can share your feedback or thoughts. Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. It was a nice meeting, although I joined a little late. I could only attend the section 3, that is evaluation. So I can give my feedback or compliments to all the people who participated in section 3, that is evaluations. The timer, our counter, grammarian, I heard general evaluators saying that one is bigger, the other one is smaller. I am sorry to say, I disagree. I found all of you shining as bright as each other. There was no small or big diya. And the lessons that all of us have learned are equally impactful. You have been great evaluators in your own capacities. And then the general evaluator, yes, you have also shared a lot of nice and by the heart feelings. I resonate, yes. A lot of things are definitely there which are very good, and we all should take that learning back to our home clubs if we are coming from different clubs. And coming to the very small section that I heard Toastmaster of the Day speaking, having 2 actual diyas in hand. So sorry not being able to attend the full meeting, but yes, I can see the preparation and the excitement with which you have taken this role, and you have tried to do the best that you could. So in short, it was a great experience. I wish all of you a very happy Diwali, and I appreciate the efforts taken by all of you. Thank you so much. I'd love to see more meetings and would love to join all of you again sometime in future. back to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you so much, Sharat, for sharing your feedback and suggestions. It was great to hear learning that you have noticed a lot of things. I hope others will share you our guest group link so you can be our join our guest group and be a part of meeting further. Anyone else would like to share their suggestion, DTM Pat or Uma or anybody else or civil Narasimhan?
Yeah.
Please vote, cast your votes if you haven't still.
Peak Magic Club Chennai. So this is maybe the first time I have attended your meeting. I'm not too sure, but I enjoyed the meeting from the beginning. The way Toastmaster Deepa started the introduction of what is Deepavali, then going on to the table topics, which was very well conducted with an array of topics about crackers, and then the interview, which was also had a lot of learnings, and we had a lot of takeaways from the grammarian also about usage of adverbs, and the general evaluator also gave her suggestions and recommendations. So I had a lot of learnings. Enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Uma, for the words. Now I would like to thank our role takers who have taken roles today impromptu on just one message. Thank you so much, General Evaluator of the today meeting, Toastmaster Tapasya. Toastmaster Ajay, you did a very fabulous job doing the table topic. This was a kind of great experience seeing those table topics and how you visualize your PPT as well. Thank you so much, Megha, for taking up the grammarian role. You did a very detailed and you have analysis of all your vocabulary and grammarian role. You did a great job. Thank you so much, Veera, for taking up the timer role. You also did a great job doing the timer role. Now I would like to announce the results who has won today. Just a second. Hold on your nerves. So any guesses who got the best supporting role? Okay, just a second. Okay, so let me announce it. So the best supporting role goes to Toastmaster Shushma. Congratulations, Toastmaster Shushma, for taking up the Zoom Master role. Best auxiliary role goes to Timer Toastmaster Veera. You did a great job. Congratulations, Toastmaster Veera. Best triple topic speaker. This is a very split pie chart I can see. So and with lot of members are getting lot of what I would say votes. So the winner is to DTM Pet for as a best table topic speaker. Congratulations, DTM Pet. And the best role taker of the today meeting is, okay, it's a tie between two person. It's a tie between two person, and one is the Toastmaster Tapasya for taking up the general evaluator role, and another one is our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Deepa. Congratulations to both of you. And now I would like to inform you all that in this month we are coming up with one speech marathon and one special education session as well. So please stay tuned with us for updates and join our guest group. You will get the dates detail later on in the groups as well. With that, I would like to close the meeting 6:38 and happy Diwali and good evening and thank you all for joining us.
Safe Diwali to everyone. Bye-bye.